It's time to breathe again on the latest breath of fresh air shorty with your host, Charles Taylor. So, I am back on another shorty to discuss the Denver Nuggets and specifically their center, Nikola Jokic. So, as you guys know, the Nuggets swept the Los Angeles Lakers out of the Western Conference Finals. And they will be in the NBA Finals for the first time in franchise history. They won game four Monday night, 113, 111. Jokic had another triple double to close it out, including hitting a couple of just ridiculous shots. He hit two 3 pointers, just rainbow 3 pointers in the face of good defense. And he was able to step it up in the fourth quarter and carry his team home to the victory. So the Nuggets will await the winner of the Eastern Conference Finals between the Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics. It looked like Miami was on their way to a sweep, but on Tuesday night, Boston said they're going to fight. They're going to show a little bit of a pulse. So they won that game 116-99 down in Miami. So the series will return to Boston for game five on Tuesday night. On Thursday night. The Celtics are trying to become the first team ever in NBA history to come back from a 3 games to none deficit. They're a quarter of the way there. We'll see if they're able to carry the momentum on through with a home game, and we'll see what happens after that. Maybe Miami puts them away, but Boston could stay in and do their thing and continue to work their way back. So we'll see. It'll be interesting. But back on the Nuggets. Okay, not quite back on the Nuggets, but kind of. So the narrative from yesterday or from Tuesday after the Nuggets swept the Lakers out of there was predictably on what the Lakers were going to do, and specifically LeBron James. He had his press conference talking about, I guess, he's speculating on retiring, which is very, very funny to me considering he's been adamant about wanting to play with his son Bronny when he gets into the league. So now all of a sudden he's talking about retiring. Just sounds like another one of those LeBron plots to stay in the news and stay relevant and have people continue to talk about him. That's what it sounds like to me because I think it's comical. I don't think he's retiring at all. I don't think that's even a thought. Uh, but hey, I've been wrong before. We'll see. I doubt it on this one. But anyway, I'll let ESPN and the rest of the talking head debate based shows, the hot take factory over there, I'll let them talk about LeBron and his future. I'm not here for that. And frankly, no one else really should be there for that. We'll have all season to talk about that. This should be about the Nuggets. The Nuggets took care of business. They were the best team all year. They were the number one seed out west, and in the playoffs, they proved it. They rolled through the Minnesota Timberwolves in the first round, knocked out the Phoenix Suns in the second round, and rolled through the Lakers. And here they are in the NBA Finals for the first time in franchise history. So specifically for Nikola Jokic, there's been a lot of hate. There was a lot of slander that was coming his way, which I have no idea why this was coming his way from people like Kendrick Perkins and a couple of other people on CBS Sports Radio. Well, Andrew Perloff specifically on CBS Sports Radio and he's from Philly, so of course he's going to represent Joel Embiid. But those two, among others, they were throwing slander at Nikola Jokic because they didn't think he was deserving of the 2 MVPs he won the years prior. And the one of the main reasons why they were saying that is because, oh well, he's not getting it done in the playoffs. Every time they get into the playoffs, the 2 times that he won the MVP, they went out in the second round, went out in the conference semifinals to the Phoenix Suns that year. That the Suns went to the NBA Finals, copied by the Milwaukee Bucks. And then last year, they were knocked out by the Golden State Warriors in the first round. Now, it does help, not making any excuses for Denver, but it does help when your second and third best player are in the lineup. They had Jamal Murray this year. They had Michael Porter Jr. this year. Last year, in Murray's case, he missed the whole year last year, tore his ACL, so he missed the playoff run from the year before as well. And Michael Porter Jr. has been dealing with back injuries. Give Phoenix and Golden State credit for taking advantage of the situation, and they handled their business. So you play who's in front of you, and Those teams were able to do what they had to do to take care of their business and move on in advance. But Jokic has some running mates, and he's still doing the same thing that he's been doing all this time. So it's not like he's just stumbled upon triple doubles. The dude is a beast. He is a staff stuffer. If you want to call it stat padding, I guess. I think that's stupid. I think that is just a way of saying his numbers don't mean anything. But if it wasn't for those numbers, Denver wouldn't have had a chance anyway to make the playoffs as it was. And again, the MVP is a regular season award. It really does not matter what's done in the playoffs. I know everybody wants to talk about the playoffs, and ultimately, yes, the playoffs do matter. But in this particular case, the MVP award is a regular season award. So if you're upset about it, change the rule. But Jokic had the best regular seasons, and he won those awards. And about that hate that he was getting. So you have Joel Embiid over here, the center for the Philadelphia 76ers. A lot of people, like the two that I mentioned, felt he should have been the MVP, I guess. I guess. Well, he didn't win it, but he won it this year. And what happened? He came up short like he has always done in the playoffs. Joel Embiid, say what y'all want, but he has never made it past the conference semifinals in the Eastern Conference. Even before this year, when the Nuggets and Jokic made it to the NBA Finals, they at least made it to the Western Conference Finals in the bubble. I know people don't want to count the bubble, but if they would have won and did something in the bubble, they would love to have that on their stat sheet. But since they didn't do anything, now they want to say the bubble's garbage and it doesn't count. That's stupid too. But to me, it's stupid anyway. But Jokic made it further than Embiid has ever made it in his career, even before all this hate started coming his way. So now that he's in the NBA Finals with a good chance to win his first title on top of the two MVPs he's won, what are y'all gonna say? What excuse are you gonna make now? I know the haters and the people who can't stand to be wrong, they're gonna think of something to try to continue to slander and continue to hate toward him. But it's really just gonna fall on deaf ears. It really doesn't mean anything. If he wins the championship, this dude is where it's at, and you can say he's probably the best player in the league. Now, in that regard, I'm still partial toward Giannis Antetokounmpo, but if you were to say Jokic is 1A or even better, I wouldn't have an argument with that. He has the numbers to prove it. He's on a historic pace in the playoffs, and it's good to see this taking place on a national scale. Because a lot of people heard about the numbers, they might have seen some stuff on whatever network, and now they're getting to see it on the national stage. One more thing before I get out. For the people who want to call themselves the NBA purists, basketball purists, but then say they won't watch the NBA Finals because LeBron and the Lakers are in there, then you know what that means? You're not a purist. You're a casual general fan who wants to go for the splashy thing all the time. That's what you are. And it's okay to admit that. It's okay. You don't have to sit here and try to turch it up, put lipstick on a pig. You're not really a fan like that. It really shouldn't matter who's in the NBA Finals as long as you watch the game. Shouldn't matter. You're a basketball fan, so act like a basketball fan. Well, that's what I'm breathing on for today. Y'all make sure y'all check out the Breath of Fresh Air YouTube channel, smash that subscribe button, and follow the Breath of Fresh Air Facebook page. Y'all take care. Have a good Wednesday, and we will be back to talk soon. Take care.